The United States defeated Jamaica 4-2 at home to advance to the CONCACAF Nations League semifinals with a 5-2 win on aggregate. A very positive camp from the U.S. men's national team, bringing back joy to the fans after a very rough summer, and I guess a rough fall as well. With that said, what did we learn? Hello. If you are new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV, and welcome to the 7 Things We Learned series, where every single day following a U.S. men's national team game, we tell you 7 things that we learned. And look, understand, there are more than 7 lessons, so you can let me know in the comment section down below, what did you learn from United States 4, Jamaica 2? And I know that everyone says that I am a better looking and taller version of Tom Cruise, and you may be wondering, why does the better looking version of Tom Cruise look like crap today? Why do you look so tired? Well, we're recording this super late on the East Coast, and I also had to rewatch the highlights and a few things from the game here and there to get my 7 lessons. So that's why I'm exhausted, and I would appreciate it if you could hit the like button to support the channel right now and drop a random comment in the comment section to boost the YouTube algorithm, or to rig it, or whatever you want to call it. All right, let's roll the intro and let's go to lesson number 1. Lesson number 1 is that Mauricio Pochettino has this team playing attacking, free-flowing, fluid soccer. And I absolutely love it. The players were approaching each other, combining. It was not that rigid positional play system that Greg Berhalter, the soccer terrorist, forced us to watch for 5 years. The team looked good, dangerous out wide, dangerous through central positions. It wasn't just cross. It wasn't Berhalter's Christianity ball where he just crossed and prayed for something to happen. It wasn't perfect, but it was a joy to watch. I actually had a good time. We got the result. This looked like a completely different team. I remember a while back I had a debate with Joe Lowry from the Total Soccer Show here at the channel, and he kept saying that changing the coach wouldn't really matter. Well, guess what? It quite literally has. I mean, I know Jamaica is dysfunctional, but remember, when we played them at home back in March, they were still dysfunctional. They always are dysfunctional, right? They self-implode. And earlier in March, we had Coach Lex Luthor in charge, and do you remember what happened? We got a late, lucky 1-1 draw at home that took it to extra time, and then we finally won. And in that specific game, we had a lucky own goal at the end to tie it. And these games are just like 6 months apart. Now, we defeated Jamaica 1-0 away, and we completely dominated and now played them at home. But with that said, this fluid, free-flowing system that we played, with players roaming and acting more upon instincts, brings us to lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 is that I think under Pochettino, we will see the best version of Christian Pulisic for the U.S. men's national team. And I know he's been very good for the United States for multiple years, but I think it's about to get better. And I'm going to say this again. Christian Pulisic's the best player the U.S. men's national team has ever had. It's not debatable. And I think the style of play being implemented by Mauricio Pochettino, the fluid style of play, with players approaching each other, combining in tight spaces, Pulisic playing central, or at least drifting central, will be the way to get the best out of him, especially with a lot of freedom to roam, right? We're seeing Pulisic with a lot more freedom under Pochettino. No more hero ball. He was actually combining with his teammates, which is a big reason to why he played so well this camp. With 2 goals and an assist in 2 games, Christian Pulisic right now is 25 goals away from surpassing Landon Donovan and Clint Dempsey as the all-time leading goal scorer for the United States men's national team. It's a matter of when, not if. Just like you hitting the like button, it's a matter of when, not if. And by when, I mean right now. You should have done it already. Hit the like button. Thank you very much. Lesson number 3. And listen, I don't like to brag, but I'm about to brag. And well, was I right about Malik Tillman and his previous performance? I said Tillman shat the bed against Jamaica away, that he stinked, that he wasn't good in that game. I still believe in his talent, but I said he was poor. And some people lit me up in the comment section. They said I had an agenda against Tillman and this and that. But Pochettino gave 0 minutes for Malik Tillman this game against Jamaica at home. He prioritized Brendan Aronson, Gianluca Busio, didn't start Tillman, let Weah, Pulisic, Musa play. 0 minutes for Pochettino. Cade Cowell played. Even Cade Cowell played. And Tillman could have played out wide. So clearly Pochettino saw what I did too, that Tillman was very poor away. Now, I still think Tillman will get chances under Pochettino, and he should. And maybe this was just Pochettino sending a message. And I'm not going to lie, I was a bit surprised that Tillman got 0 minutes at home. But again, he was very poor away, so it kind of made sense. Now, before we continue, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, because I got to pay the bills somehow. So Rare. And we'll be back in 60 to 90 seconds. Now, if you don't like the ad, just skip it. Don't complain in the comment section. Do you collect sports cards? Do you play fantasy sports? Yes, no, maybe. If you said yes to any of that, I got something for you. And if you said no, you might still want to stick around. Tactical Manager TV is partnering up with So Rare with a special offer. The link will be in the description. In So Rare, you can collect your own virtual cards of your favorite players. And then you may be asking, why would I want to collect virtual cards? Well, you can line them up on 5-a-side games every single week. And if your players perform in real life, you can win actual money, signed jerseys, game tickets, or even more cards to improve your own club. And you can also get unique experiences like a friend of the channel, Fiago, that got to meet Zinedine Zidane. You know what's also cool? They also have the NBA and Major League Baseball. I'm mainly gonna just stick to soccer, but you do you. What I really like about Sorare, before we even partnered with them, is that they're unlike other fantasy games where you have to pay per play. In Sorare, you pay to get the players you want permanently as cards. And then you can play multiple times using those same cards, at least until the player retires, win rewards if your players perform in real life. You can also buy undervalued player cards for cheap, then hold, use them in the future when they improve or develop, and then you can even sell that card when its value goes up for better ones. Or just keep the money yourself. If you sign up with the link in the description of this video, you will get $50 in credit to buy your first cards. Again, the link will be in the description. Use that link to make sure you get the special offer. Play with responsibility. All right, enjoy. Okay, we are back, and now we're gonna go to lesson number 4. And lesson number 4 is more of a question, right? And here's my question to you. How will Pochettino utilize Serginho Dest? Because to me, it was quite clear that Dest is a better right back than Joe Scally, and he should be starting over Joe Scally. But it doesn't mean he will. Because understand, throughout these games, in possession, Pochettino had us set up in a back 3, and Joe Scally was a right center back. So let's say Dest starts over Scally. That role doesn't suit him. Is he going to have maybe A-Rob play as a left center back? That can work, and then Dest can either play high up the field, supporting the right winger, or maybe Dest can play like A-Rob did against Jamaica at home, where he was like pinching inside and playing as a central defensive midfielder. That can work for Dest. Or maybe he keeps Joe Scally and A-Rob the same way we played. He benches Musa, and maybe Dest will play as a right winger for Pochettino. Who knows? Or maybe Dest will be a bench player, a backup. I don't know. So my question is actually to you. How do you think Pochettino will utilize Serginho Dest once he is back? Because he will be back in March. I honestly don't know, but I'm dying to find out. Lesson number 5. This will be a quick one. What we saw this camp should be the standard that we hold in CONCACAF. CONCACAF is a mediocre to crap confederation. When we play away, even if it's against a tough opponent like Mexico, Jamaica, Canada, Panama, Costa Rica, the standard should be to get a win. Even if it's a scrappy 1-0 win, that's the standard. That's what we need to go for, not be afraid of playing away. And then at home, we need to dominate our opponents like we did against Jamaica this camp. So essentially what we did this camp is the standard for CONCACAF. Win away, even if it's scrappy, and dominate at home. Is that too much to ask for? Lesson number 6 is also super quick, is Brendan Vasquez shouldn't really be there anymore, right? Not just because of this performance. This was the nail in the coffin. We've seen enough. This is his prime. He's not good enough for the national team. If we have a B or C team, fine. Once it's the A team playing, Brendan Vasquez should not be there. And then you may be saying, well, Balogun's not available and neither is Josh Sargent. Play a different winger and have Weah play up top. Weah has played up top for Juventus. Do not play Brendan Vasquez. We don't need him. He doesn't help the team, and he was poor once again. Okay, last but not least, lesson number 7. And this is what I want to say. This was a rough year for US men's national team fans, especially after that disaster of a summer, horrible friendly against Colombia, getting grouped in the Copa America at home, being the first nation to ever get grouped in the Copa America while hosting it, then losing to Canada in a friendly against Jesse Marsh, then losing to Mexico in a friendly also. So it's been a rough year. But let's put it this way. I think we just ended on a very positive note. If you think about it, we have right now the best coach the U.S. men's national team has ever had. Christian Pulisic, the best player we've ever had. He's in form for his club and in form for the national team. We do end winning away in CONCACAF and dominating Jamaica at home. So overall, when you look at the big picture or long term, looking towards the World Cup, we end 2024 on a very positive note. And you should, as a U.S. men's national team fan, be excited, be optimistic. And let's hope the team builds some momentum after this, because I still want to believe that we can and we will do something special in the 2026 World Cup. I don't want to overreact because this was a dysfunctional Jamaican side, and there's a lot that Pochettino and the boys have to work on still, but things are starting to look better. Let's say I'm just cautiously optimistic right now, and I want to be delusional by the time the World Cup comes. I want to believe we can make a semifinals run or something crazy like that at home. I want to be delusional. So we still have a lot to work on, but things are looking better. I also, before we close this, I want to give a shout out to Tanner Tessman. He was incredible yesterday, but I'm still not dropping the Tessman center back agenda. I still want him to play as a center back eventually. But again, he was tremendous in the midfield yesterday against Jamaica. He was really freaking good. And I know this would almost be like lesson number 8. I don't want to do 8 lessons, but I just wanted to give Tanner Tessman a shout out. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go. Now, look, we're not going to have the U.S. men's national team abroad series for the next 2 Mondays because I will be traveling. We're going to make content for that and all of that, blah, blah, blah. But the channel will not stop. We have great content coming up. We have the camp recap with Adam. We have an interview with Herc. There will be 2 episodes coming out next week and much more, including a USMNT U20 prospects that you must follow, you must track video that should be out in 2 weeks or so. All right. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Drop a like before you go. Thank you So Rare for sponsoring this video, and have a great day.